Good evening and welcome to Revolution Evolution. I am your host, Gregory of Revolution Evolution. And tonight's episode will be a Dumping the Corruption episode where I will encompass two of the Georgia Congressional Democrats from here in the state of Georgia. These are two members of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. We're going to go over their campaign fundraising records to see if they pass our Dumping the Corruption litmus test, where we are going to utilize this litmus test in the sense of an election where if these candidates and these current incumbents are taking the big money, then they are to be made toxic to us as the voters within the Dump the Corruption movement. And we want to have a movement built where we dump the corruption in politics and hold our elected officials accountable for the money that they take in campaign donations from various campaign donors. And the first congressional Democrat here in the state of Georgia that I am going to cover is going to be Lucy McBath. She is a Democrat from right here in the state of Georgia, first elected in 2018. And we're going to go over her fundraising records. We're going to go over her top contributors. We're going to go over everything from the top contributors on down to even the top industries. And we're also going to go over her campaign expenditures to see where it is she sent the big money that she accepted big money from and all of that. But first, we're going to go over the campaign committee and leadership PAC combined fundraising of 2021 to 2022. The leadership PAC that she took money from was Mother on a Mission. She raised a whopping $5,441,998 that she raised. She spent $4,786,269. Her current war chest that she has going into 24 is $795,657. So that's a decent nest egg to go over and have going into a campaign. And first, we're going to go over her top contributors right here. And the grand total of contributors to Lucy McBath has reported in the current election cycle. The current number of contributions from individuals of $200 or more is 4,015, which she took in that much money in from contributors. The number one contributor to her campaign was Democracy Engine. She took from individuals, and the total there was $225,928. So that's almost $226,000 there. She took no PAC money from Democracy Engine in that aspect there. Number two on the list is from Emily's List. The total number there is $49,863, where she took from individuals $39,863 there. From PACs related to Emily's list, she took $10,000. We're not off to a good start here, folks. Not off to a good start. From Emory University, which is a really great university in Atlanta, Georgia, she took a total from individuals $28,915. No PAC money from Emory University. We have Delta Airlines, where from individuals she took $20,779. No PAC money there. From Comcast Corp, she took from individuals $18,525. From End Citizens United and Let America Vote, she took from PACs $10,000. From individuals, $6,280. Bloomberg, she took from individuals $15,825. No PAC money there. From Emerson Collective, she took $15,250 there. None from PACs right there. From the New Democrat Coalition, the total there was $14,900, where from individuals was $4,900. From PAC contributions, she took $10,000. From DLA Piper, the total was $13,800 there, where $8,800 come from individuals, $5,000 from PACs. From the DCCC, she took from individuals $13,600. No PAC money there. From the U.S. House of Representatives, from individuals, $12,600. No PAC money there. From Arista Networks, she took $11,600. There also no PAC money there. From Q Prime Incorporated, $11,600. EDP Enterprises, $11,600. And you have so many more where she took the same amount from also Hanson Jacobson et al. And Kleiner Perkins et al. Then you have Tucson Health Connections, where she took $11,500 there.
Yeah, Kleiner Perkins is Silicon Valley.
Yeah. She also took $11,200 from individuals with Microsoft. And right there, she took from Alphabet Incorporated $10,772.
Yeah, that's Google.
Oh, yeah. Now let's talk about her top industries, where she took the top industries from right there. Let's look at her top industries, and let's go down the line here. From the retired, $639,894. So that's roughly almost an estimate of $640,000 there. From Democratic and liberal groups, she took from individual, from the total there is $346,456. From individuals, she took $309,456. From that same line there, she took $37,000 from PACs associated there. Not clean at all. From lawyers and law firms, she took $296,713. Of that, from individuals was $277,713, which $19,000 came from PACs. From securities and investment, which she took none from PACs money there, was almost $215,000 in that area.
Whoa.
Leadership PACs right there, you can already see she took a total of $168,501 from them. From individuals was $9,385. Of that, $159,116 come from PACs. From real estate, $143,706. $132,706 come from individuals within real estate. $11,000 of that come from PACs.
Yeah.
And that would explain why there's a lot of real estate developers buying up real estate in and all around Atlanta. From education, she took a total of $137,197 from individuals. No PAC money there. From health professionals, a total of $136,240 there. Of that, from individuals, she took almost $120,000. Of that, $16,500 come from PACs. Women's issues, the total there was $132,025, which from individuals, it come out to $100,525. Of that, from PACs, $31,500. From the film and music industry, she took a total of $125,626. From individuals, that come down to $123,626. $2,000 of that come from PACs. From nonprofit institutions, $113,777 come from the total there. Of that, $108,777 come from the individuals. $5,000 of that come from PAC money. Human rights, $87,484 come from the total. Almost $48,000 come from individuals, which from an estimate there from PACs was nearly $40,000. From business services, which came solely from individuals, was $86,182. From lobbyists, the total there come down to $84,255. No PAC money there. Civil servants and public officials, $64,886. So roughly estimated to $65,000 there. No PAC money involved there. From miscellaneous finance, which no PAC money was taken there, was $63,780. So a rough estimate of $64,000 with no PAC money there. from candidate committees, right there, a total of 60,601 come from campaign committees as a total. From individuals, $350. Small potatoes there coming from individuals. Now, from the PACs associated with candidate committees, she took $60,251 from PACs there. From public sector unions, which all of that come from PACs, which was $44,500. Big potatoes there. From miscellaneous issues, from total, $41,630. Of that, from individuals, was $29,480. From PACs, she took $12,150 from PACs. Now, from internet, the total come out to $41,137. Of that, from individuals, come from $42,137, and from a loss from PACs was negative $1,000. And you can go down right. I'm looking down through right here from the sectors where she took a lot of money from as well. Let's go through this as well. From agribusiness, $35,248 come from the total. From individuals was $15,248. PACs come up to $20,000 there. Communications and electronics industries, $260,071 was the total there. Of that, $259,071 come from individuals. 1,000 came from PACs there. The construction industry, $44,731 came out of there in the total. From individuals, she took $43,731 there. From PACs, 1,000. From defense, which comes solely from individuals, $5,800. Energy and natural resources, which comes solely from individuals, $8,333 there. From the finance, insurance, and real estate, she took $483,805 total. Of that, from individuals, she took $458,305 there. From PACs, she took $25,000. From the health industry, she took $211,042. From individuals, that come down to $187,042. From PACs, she took $24,000 from the health industry. From lawyers and lobbyists, $380,968. Of that, which went down to $361,968 was from individuals. 19,000 from PACs. From the transportation industry, $35,555. 30,000 of that, 30,555 of that come from individuals. 5,000 from PACs. Miscellaneous business, $226,109. From individuals, she took $213,609. From PACs, $12,500. From the labor industry, $110,850. From individuals, $350. Golly, that is small potatoes there. From PACs, she took $110,500 from labor.
Yeah, most probably union PACs.
Yeah. From ideological and single issue groups, she took $890,566. Individuals, she took $515,881. From PACs, $374,685. From other industries, she took in a total of $1,001,190. From individuals, $996,190.
Yes.
And from PACs there, $5,000. And you can see right here categorized and uncategorized there as well, the percentage of contributions there. Now let's go over Miss McBath's campaign expenditures. Let's see where she spent money as well. And right here on the top, it already tells that from media to the media, she spent $2,304,049, which was 52.29% of all campaign expenditures. To campaign salaries, she paid $556,893, which was 13.12% of campaign expenditures. Campaign expenses, $403,639, which was 9.51%. Fundraising, $387,516, which come out to 9.13%. Unclassifiable, almost $300,000 there, which come out to 7.03%. And all in other, $293,209, which come down to 6.91%. Now, does she seem like a good, clean-cut candidate?
Well, to me,
Not to me either.
Yeah, there's considerable doubt there. It's like there are even some categories that are not easily identifiable that account for very large sums, of money. The other category earlier, that you went over, there were quite a lot of dollars in that category, and you have to wonder, where is she getting those dollars from?
Exactly.
Okay, they don't fit the normal categories that Open Secrets is reporting on. Okay, but you just wonder what's inside of those categories. She seems like a prolific fundraiser.
Oh, she is. She's a very prolific fundraiser.
Let's see what her total PAC money was, in the PAC category. I don't think you've actually checked that out yet.
From the PAC category right here, 550 total PAC money right there was $559,185. So yeah, that's not a clean candidate. And the number of contributions there was 315.
Yes.
And these are what I just went over in terms of all that. Agribusiness, 20,000. Communications and electronics, 1,000. Construction, 1,000. finance, insurance, and real estate, 23,500. Health, 19,000. Lawyers and lobbyists, 19,000. Transportation, 5,000. Miscellaneous business, 2,500. Labor, 89,500. Ideological and single issue was 373,685. And other is 5,000. And of these PAC contribution breakdowns, you could see from ideological 374,185, which was the makeup of 62.35%. Labor being 118,000, which was 19.66%. In business, 108,000, which was 17,999.
From the ideological groups, she gets a considerable amount of money.
That is a very considerable amount of money.
All right, and you wonder which of those groups and the issues they represent are giving her that money. Okay. I'll bet that she's probably very strong when it comes to the choice issue.
Yeah, she was in her campaign. Since she was a mother whose son was a victim of gun violence, so that could have something to do with it there, along with other women's organizations.
Yes.
But back to the top vendors and recipients. Canal Partners Media, 1,777,500 there to them.
Yeah, boy, she liked them, huh?
Oh, man, she had a real love fest for them.
Yeah, she really thought they were great.
Resonance Campaigns, 403,639. Northeast Digital, 314,447. Gusto Incorporated, 176,522. Divine Mulvey Longabaugh, 164,664. Campaign Finance Consultants, nearly 162,000 there that she give to.
Well, she likes the consultant groups, doesn't she?
She liked that blue because she paid them $144,524. GBAO Strategies, $143,100. NGP Van, $142,200. Orvis Jake, $134,257.
Yeah, that's an individual, Jake Orvis.
Elizabeth Post, which was another individual, 100, almost 100. Well, 108,275 there.
Yeah,
Run the World,
number of payments.
Oh yeah,
those last two, like
44 a pop.
Yeah.
Run the World Digital, she gave 3 times 2, 88,412. Switchboard, she gave 7 times to them, 86,198. Magnolia Research, she gave 65,150 to them. Blue Wave Political Partners, almost 54,000 there. Grassroots Analytics, nearly 44,000 there. Coleman Franklin Group, 39,000. Aisle 518 Strategies, 35,000.
Jesus.
Numeri, nearly 28,000. John Lee, nearly 28, another nearly 28,000. She gave to Democratic Party of Gwinnett County, Georgia, $10,000. Sanford Bishop for Congress, which he's another Georgia congressional representative from Southwest Georgia. B for Georgia, which was B. Wynn for Georgia Secretary of State. She gave her campaign $2,000, which B, I actually agreed with her on voting rights. So there's that I can agree with her on. Charlie for One Georgia, which was probably Charlie Bailey for Lieutenant Governor, $2,000. Friends of Jen Jordan, who ran for the Attorney General's position here in Georgia, another $2,000. Friends of Shelley Hutchinson, which is a state representative here from the state of Georgia, $1,500. Josh McLaurin for Senate, which is another state senator here in Georgia, $1,500. Campaign to elect Karen Bennett, never heard of her, another $1,500. Nabila for Georgia, $1,500, which I've heard of Nabila Islam for Georgia. Russ Goldman supported her. So that says a lot if Russ Goldman supported her.
Yeah.
Elias Law Group, $551. And Trust Financial, $83. That is a very small tater there.
Yeah. But going back to the summary, how much did she raise? And how much did she spend again?
She raised $5,360,081. She had spent $4,722,393. And the cash on hand is a considerable amount. It's $777,617 on hand. So that's a decent war chest going into.
Yes, it's a decent war chest. If you scroll down to the graphic.
Oh, yeah.
At the bottom. In all three of her races, she has raised more than the average. In 2020,
also in 2018, she's elected to a third term now.
Yes, but the middle of that, the 2020 election,
nearly 9 million.
Yeah, she raised an enormous amount compared to the average. Okay, she raised a good amount compared to the average in 2022 also.
Yeah, the average in 2022 was 3.04 million.
I thought it was 3.5 million. Put your cursor on the dot there. Let's see what it says.
3.04.
Okay.
But she raised nearly 5.4 million there.
All right. Are you looking at this summary page?
Oh yeah, that's where I'm at.
Right, but are you looking at just the campaign contributions or the campaign committee contributions and the leadership pack?
I'm looking down. I'm on both. No,
it says campaign committee only.
Okay, I'm on campaign committee now.
Okay, you're on campaign committee and leadership pack now.
Yeah, but from there, she raised a total of over 5.4 million there, and nearly 4.8 million spent. So she does have almost 800,000 going into there.
Yes, in her war chest.
Yeah, so that's a really good war chest going into.
Really good war chest. And when we go down to the bottom, we see that the average,
Was nearly 3.4 million. I mean 3.5.
yeah, it's nearly 3.5 million
And
there.
she
Right.
raised more than the average.
Yeah, way more than the average, right? Because she raised about what, about 7 million here, or
Yes. No, nearly 5.5 million.
5.5 million, considerably more than the average. But she really killed it in fundraising in her second race, okay, her reelection race.
Yeah, her second reelection, she raised a whopping over 8.5 million there.
Yeah, compared to the average, which was
3.05 million there on average in 2020.
so she raised to 3 times the average.
Mm-hmm.
That's really tough to do. So she's a very, very good fundraiser.
And the
As
top industry she took from was retired, and the top contributor was Democracy Engine.
Yeah. Okay. I think if people raise a lot from retired, uh, they must be campaigning a lot on protecting
Social Security.
Social Security and Medicare, I think.
Yeah, that's what their main concern is there, is the protections of Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
Right. But she's not strong on Medicare for all, is she?
She does not support Medicare for all at all. She supports the strengthening the ACA,
Whatever that means.
Affordable Care Act.
Oh, I know. I wasn't referring to that. I'm talking about the strengthening part of it.
Yeah, there's it's nothing more than giving more money to private health insurance companies, which is
I think
all
so too.
Obamacare was.
I think so too. Yeah.
And the thing is about Nikema Williams that I'm going to show y'all now,
Yeah. Go ahead.
she is in the neighboring district to Lucy McBath. And right here, and this is the campaign committee and leadership pack combined.
Right.
She was elected in 2020 to be the successor to John Lewis in Georgia's 5th Congressional District.
Yeah. After John Lewis died.
Yes. And her top industry was from insurance, and her top contributor was Home Depot.
Let's see. And she raised, what's that figure? 1 point.
It's 1,163,531. She spent $1,307,889. She has cash on hand $46,104. So there's a reason why that is. She is in a very safe district. It's not competitive at all. So she don't have to raise a lot of money like Lucy McBath did in a highly competitive district.
I see.
That's the difference there. Now I am going to go right here to both campaign committee and PAC, and we're going to go over her top contributors
Okay.
right now. From Home Depot, the total was 30,500. 10,500 of that come from individuals, 20,000 of that from PACs. Apollo Global Management, solely from individuals, 23,300. Democracy Engine, from individuals and no PACs involved there, 22,100. The National Association of Realtors, which she took $15,000 in PAC money from them. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association, $11,000 in PAC money there, none from individuals. United Food and Commercial Workers Union, $10,450. $450 of that come from individuals. $10,000 of that come from PACs. Delta Airlines, $10,250 was the total. $250 of that come from individuals. $10,000 was PACs. Southern Co., which is the company that handles Georgia Power and many other power companies across the Southeast United States. $10,250 there, which she took the same amounts from Delta Airline and Southern Co., as you could see right there. From the American Federation of State, City, and Municipal Employees, $10,000 come from PACs. The same thing with the Carpenters and Joiners Union and the Congressional Black Caucus PAC, along with the IBEW Union and Laborers Union and the National Multifamily Housing Council. You can see a lot of the same figures there, 10,000, 10,000, all the way down the board, all the way down to the United Auto Workers.
Yeah, it's like she's asking contributors for 10,000.
Yeah. And for Planned Parenthood, she took $9,875 from individuals, $78.75. $2,000 of that come from PACs within Planned Parenthood. Now, for her top industries, which we'll go over, we're going to go over the whole kit and caboodle here.
Okay.
From insurance, she took $75,000 total, $1,000 of that from individuals, $74,000 from PACs. Real estate, $73,250 total, $25,750 from individuals, $47,500 from PACs. Lawyers and law firms, $61,900 was the total, $38,900 from individuals, $23,000 from PACs. Transportation unions, which come from PACs, $60,000. Democrat and liberal groups, a total of that was $56,685. $29,185 come from individuals. From PACs, $27,500. Securities and investment, $47,200 was the total. $34,200 from individuals, $13,000 from PACs. From retired, she took a total from individuals was $45,970. From retail sales, $40,500 total.
Just a sec here. The retired sector,
yeah,
didn't really contribute to her in anywhere like the quantity they contributed to Lucy McBath.
Nowhere near that amount.
Yeah, in other words, Lucy really got lots and lots of money from retired people. But for some reason,
there's a reason for that. There are more younger people in Nikema Williams' district than there is in Lucy McBath's district.
Oh, so I see. Lucy McBath just had a lot of retired people.
Yeah, there were more retired people within her district, whereas Nikema Williams' district, which is downtown Atlanta or in DeKalb County, predominantly there's a lot more young people there, so that's the difference there. You've got to go by the demographics between the two districts.
Sure.
and I based all of that off of the use of the statistical atlas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
but from retail sales from individuals, 14,500, 26,000 come from PACs. Public sector unions, which all come from PACs, 33,000. Industrial unions, 32,500 from PACs. Commercial banks, 29,500 from individuals, 28,500 from PACs. Building trade unions, which all come from PACs, 27,500. Lobbyists, which come solely from individuals, 25,600. Miscellaneous unions, 504 from individuals, 24,000 from PACs, which was 24,504 in that column. Oh, the dreaded railroad industry. 24,250 total, $250 from individuals, 24,000 from PACs, and yet she voted in favor of the railroad companies and all that as well. Human rights, 23,512, 7,500 of that come from individuals, 16,012 from PACs. Nonprofit institutions, 22,925 from individuals, 21,925, 1,000 from PACs. Air transport, 17,500 total, 500 from individuals, 17,000 from PACs. Miscellaneous finance, 15,500 total, 7,000 from individuals, 8,500 from PACs. Abortion policy and pro-abortion rights groups, she took 14,125 total, 11,125 from individuals, 3,000 from PACs. Now let's get down to the meat and potatoes down here. From the sectors as well. Agribusiness, 7,750 from individuals, 750, 7,000 from PACs. Communications and electronics, 36,825 total, 10,825 from individuals, 26,000 from PACs. Construction, 12,400 total, 6,400 from individuals, 6,000 from PACs. Defense, which come only from PACs, 4,000. Energy and natural resources, 14,950 total, 2,950 individuals, 12,000 from PACs. From the finance, insurance, and real estate, 268,200 total, 69,700 from individuals, 198,500 from PACs. From health, 35,400 total, 10,900 is what she took from individuals, 24,500 from PACs. No wonder she don't support Medicare for all. Lawyers and lobbyists, 87,500 from individuals, 64,500, PACs, 23,000. Transportation, 48,000, 2,500 from individuals, 45,500 from PACs. Miscellaneous business, 670 total, 36,670 from individuals, 40,000 from PACs. Labor, 177,504 from individuals, 504 from PACs, 177,000. Golly, she loves her PACs. She's a PAC woman.
The fire sector, the finance, insurance, real estate, fire sector. She got a lot of money from them.
A whole bunch of it. From ideological and single issue, 144,759 was the total. From individuals, 56,847. From PACs, 87,912. From other, 91,890 is the total. 90,890 from individuals, 1,000 from PACs. So yeah, she loves her PACs. Wow, so she really underperformed right there in the total and average raise there between 2020 and 2022. But the reasoning why is because her district
is really safe.
Is not a competitive district. So competitive districts do not require the vast sums of money to fund it. So she was safe because she lives in a safe district. From fundraising, right here, and this is both the leadership and the campaign committee and leadership pack, which is the whole kit and caboodle. Fundraising was $302,766, which was 31.13% of expenditures. Administrative, $186,719, which was 19.2%. Campaign expenses, $178,733, which was 18.38%. From media, $153,716, which was 15.81%. Strategy and research, $85,573, 8.8% there. All in other, $64,880, which is 6.67%. Now let's see where her campaign recipients, what she donated money to.
Either donated or spent money for services.
Yeah. Middle Seat Consulting, $231,436 from in a number of 22 payments.
Oh, that's Biden aggregator, Middle Seat.
Yeah. The DCCC, $100,000. Oblander Group, $95,954. Deliver Strategy, $79,074. Fiorello Consulting, $77,694. Ohio River South, $60,081. Blue Jay Strategies, $51,217. Delta Airlines, $45,621. Blueprint and Design, $41,734. Executive Protection Agencies, $39,136. Wind Pasinger and Associates, don't know who the hell that is, $35,575. Dean Broughton, $22,200. NGP Van, $17,850. Act Blue, $12,993. Outfront Media, $12,320. The Congressional Black Caucus PAC, $8,000. Joe B. Crawford, $7,509. Larry Sparks, $7,500. UNCF, I think that's UNICEF, I don't know, $7,500. Edward Hula the third, $66.77. Mondare for Congress, $2,500. Jamal Bowman.
Yeah, Jamal.
$1,000. And Friends of Jevin Day Hodge, 1,000. She is not a clean candidate at all.
No, I don't think so. I think she took a very large percentage of her contributions from PACs.
Thank you, Kay, for tuning in. You have a great night.
So she fails the test just on the PAC money alone. The reason why
Yes,
we emphasize PAC money so much is because the
it's
PAC
toxic.
money, the PAC money is dark money.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, in other words, the PACs are able to hide um, who their contributors are. Okay, and so that's one of the reasons why they're so damaging. In comparison to super PACs,
Mm-hmm.
super PACs have to report contributions of 200 and more, 200 or more for their donors.
And I know the cap for individuals, I think it's 25 or 2,800, somewhere between there.
I thought it was 3,500, but okay.
But I was always told it was between 25 and 2,800. I could be wrong there in that aspect.
Yeah, I think they recently raised it somewhat. But I don't, really remember. It might be 2,500 or 2,800.
But yeah, neither of these two candidates, neither of these two that we covered tonight, neither of them support Medicare for all.
Yeah, which is amazing because they're supposed to be progressives. They call themselves progressives, right? Okay. Are both of them members of the CPC?
Yes, they both are members of the Congressional Progressive Caucus.
Yeah.
So tonight's episode covered two members of the CPC. And I'm going to be locating three more members of the CPC to put on the chopping block for Tuesday night.
Okay. They'll coordinate with me because I don't want uh, to put up the same members
Yeah, we need to.
for Monday and Tuesday, so we should coordinate, together on it.
Mm-hmm. That way we can divide it up and split it all up. And that way we can focus on, if we split our efforts together and do half and half, then that gets us done a lot quicker with the CPC
It gets us done
members.
quicker, yeah.
And then we can focus on something else after.
The Medicare for All issue is a huge, huge issue. And if the candidate can't support Medicare for all,
then that is that right there, to me, part of my litmus test as well. And this is my personal litmus test. It could be anybody else's. That's just up to personal preference, in my opinion, is you cannot take a dime in corporate PAC money and you have to support Medicare for all.
The other thing is, though, that I think there are a lot of candidates. I'm not making any excuse for them, but I'm simply pointing out. I think there's an underestimate of support for Medicare for all inside of Congress. And the reason why is because in Congress, the members are very often classifiable by whether they're basically rubber stamps for the administration or are not rubber stamps for the administration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There's something known as a presidential party, okay, in Congress that basically follows the president, down the line. So with Nancy Pelosi saying no Medicare for all
Be right back.
in the House, And with Joe Biden saying no Medicare for all, there are certain Congress people who just are not going to go against them.
Right.
Okay, but on the other hand, if we were to get a new Speaker of the House who would support Medicare for all, uh, then there would be more people going over to the Medicare for all side.
Correct.
Okay, now I don't expect that Hakeem Jeffries is going to switch over to Medicare for all anytime soon.
That's not going to happen because those at the top will never adopt populist
Well,
platforms.
I wouldn't say never because the leaders of the House are cross pressured. In other words, they're taking a lot of money from the health industry to not go to Medicare for all. But if suddenly there were a new president who came in and who was for Medicare for all, they would be cross pressured because the House leaders like to follow what the president wants to do. Now, that's been a tendency for a very long time. Okay, Nancy Pelosi supported that particular tendency, of course. But there was a time when Nancy Pelosi was for Medicare for all. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
When was she for Medicare for all?
In her early days, she was.
She was for Medicare for all during the 1990s. Okay, not only was she for Medicare for all, but there's a video where she's making the case passionately for Medicare for all. I forget if that video was from 1988 or something like that, or the early 1990s. But damn, she was for Medicare for all back then. Okay, where she shifted, I was not aware of her personally really opposing Medicare for all, okay, until she became the Speaker of the House. That was when it became visible that she was not for Medicare for all.
And then there was that whole drama with Hillary Clinton, trying to get a healthcare system here, and the
Yes,
backlash from the media.
yes,
I remember there was a time when Hillary Clinton was even for universal health care.
yeah,
Yeah, she was assigned by her husband to get the bill together. They didn't realize how things were set up in Washington.
but they really screwed up that bill. I
They
mean,
did.
they really did because no one could understand it. Hillary, okay, and Ira Magaziner, thought that they were very clever, wonky people. So they put together a bill that had lots and lots of details in it. Okay, and they set themselves up for a very anti-campaign from the healthcare industry, who really made fun of the bill, and took out ads against it. Uh, okay, they were famous ads. What were they called? Do you remember, Dee?
No, I don't. But I just remembered that they had said with her that she thought who she was. She was the first lady, and you have to go around garnering up support for it. You just can't walk in there like,
Yeah, right. And she was not in a good position to garner support.
no.
But also, that bill was a setup for failure
Yes, it was.
because people could not read it and understand it because it was so wonky. If they had put forth a 35-page bill, like John Connor's bill, HR 676, something that anybody halfway intelligent could read and see that it was a Medicare for all bill, that would have made it very difficult for the healthcare industry to attack, and very easy for them to attack the healthcare industry.
And what Cora Emanuel says right here, a lot of Democrats in Congress were once for Medicare for all or single payer. And what he also says here, from what he remembers, Hillary wouldn't negotiate.
And plus, she wrote the bill. It was something from Canada. A lot of people from, I guess it was different sources in Canada, were with her with writing that bill. From what was said in the media, I could be wrong, but that's what was
But
said.
this was not, okay, a healthcare system that was similar to Canada's, okay, in any way.
Right, but this
Okay.
is what was being brought
a,
forth as.
This was a wonky healthcare bill that was based on the managed care idea. Okay, and it was really a neoliberal bill.
Right.
It was a watered down bill like they always do.
Right, but the Clintons made the failure of that bill, okay, a matter of their strategy for introducing it. And so the Democratic Party as a whole took that bill as a lesson. In other words, the lesson they drew from the bill was not that it was a lousy bill that could be easily attacked. Okay, the lesson they drew from it is they went the wrong way around. They tried to get an executive bill and introduce it in the Congress.
Mm-hmm.
And they concluded what they had to do was to allow Congress to shape its own view. And they took this lesson into the year 2009. That was the conventional wisdom inside the party, that basically what you do is you wait for the House and wait for the Senate, okay, to shape a bill or more than one bill. And then the executive branch throw their weight behind one. Uh, they were taking the lesson that the executive should not be introducing their own bill. And so they went to this other strategy. And then, of course, you had the Senate basically following Max Baucus, that didn't want to have anything to do with the Medicare for All bill. Okay, and Nancy Pelosi was looking for a public option bill, but she wasn't too enthusiastic about the public option. So she had one of her committees basically work on a bill that had a public option that was very weak. Even if they had passed it, it would have covered only 10 million people. Okay.
From what Cora Emanuel here says, also Hillary's plan consisted of a lot of HMOs, which were very unpopular.
Yes, managed care, right.
Yeah.
HMOs.
And what this guy Ty right here also says, as a Canadian, I find it fascinating that our brothers and sisters to the South can't seem to provide free health care to their own citizens. Well, Ty, the reason why is for a whole host of reasons, but I'll outline the two main factors that are at play here. You have profit-driven healthcare, which is driven by the big pharmaceutical industry. And you also have another part of the profit-driven healthcare system, which is driven by the private health insurance industries as well. So you have those two factors, which are the main contributing factors there. They always seem to want us to have a middleman between us and our right to health care. So,
and between us and our doctors.
so your assessment is very correct, Ty, and thank you so much for sympathizing the struggle that we have down here in regards to our broken and crumbling healthcare system.
Uh,
Basically, we have a sick care system. They want you to be
what
sick.
we have to make explicit, though, is that these interests, the pharmaceutical companies,
Okay.
okay, and the
That's
health
fine.
insurance companies are huge contributors down here. They bring a lot of money into the political system, and that money is all directed against the Medicare for all bills not getting to the floor of Congress. And they do the same thing at the state level. They see to it that the single payer bills at the state level are not getting through at the state level. So we can't have a process that's similar to Canada, okay, where Medicare for all starts in one of our states and then moves to other states and then finally to the whole country. It's very difficult because these private sector companies have their legislators at the state level that they have bought. So that's why it's the role of money in politics. That's why we're doing dump the corruption here. In other words, that's the meaning of our dump the corruption. We're using a litmus test. And the litmus test is if anybody is taking big money, you must vote against them. It's a simple rule. And we're trying to develop a movement based on that simple rule. Okay, and around the world with Brandy and Dee are occasionally doing dump the corruption streams. Okay, and Gregory has started his first stream as a dump the corruption stream, okay, as well. And I have 3 dump the corruption streams that are going on each week, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And 2 other empowering democracy streams on Tuesday and Thursday.
Because we're not going to go anywhere. We don't. It's like we're stuck. So we can't get anything accomplished because of the money.
Yes, it's so important in every area. Okay, and around the world with Brandy and Dee, they're pointing out how the donors affect foreign policy. Okay, and Greg is going to concentrate a lot on the state level and the role of money at the state level. And he's also going to concentrate at the federal level too, where basically sharing out the Congressional Progressive Caucus members and looking at the role of money in what they do. So we would love to have a system like the Canadian system. We are very envious
Yes.
of Canada. And we are very aware that life expectancy here in the United States has now fallen behind Canada's life expectancy by 4 or 5 years. Whereas life expectancy in our 2 nations was just about the same in 1966. Okay, so after 1966, life expectancy diverged, okay, in 2 nations, and we believe the divergence is wholly due to the adoption, okay, of your system, okay, of Medicare for all in Canada.
I have here pulled up now a video from Marianne Williamson on the debate stage in 2020. And she goes into very fine eloquence on this matter in regards to health care.
Addressing the question, Ms. Williamson, we've been talking a lot about access to health insurance, but for many Americans, their most pressing concern is the high cost of health care. How would you lower the cost of prescription drugs?
Well, first of all, the government should never have made the deal with the big pharma that they couldn't negotiate. That was just part of the regular corruption by which multinational corporations have their way with us. You know, I want to say that while I agree with, I'm with Senator Bennett and others, but I agree with almost everything here. I'll tell you one thing. It's really nice that we got all these plans, but if you think we're going to beat Donald Trump by just having all these plans, you got another thing coming. Because he didn't win by saying he had a plan. He won by simply saying, make America great again. We've got to get deeper than just these superficial fixes, as important as they are. Even if we're just talking about the superficial fixes, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a health care system in the United States. We have a sickness care system in the United States. We just wait till somebody gets sick, and then we talk about who's going to pay for the treatment and how they're going to be treated. What we need to talk about is why so many Americans have unnecessary chronic illnesses, so many more compared to other countries. And that gets back into not just the big pharma, not just health insurance companies. It has to do with chemical policies. It has to do with environmental policies. It has to do with food policies.
And she's very much so right.
Yep. Only thing is, she never got into dump the corruption.
Maybe we can press her.
Maybe we can press her.
Maybe we can get her.
She's got to
on
find
board.
something to run on in 2024.
Oh, you're welcome, Ty. And I'm very happy that you joined us this evening. I'm really happy that you joined us. But yeah, we have a broken healthcare system that values corporate profits over the will of the people. Like if somebody gets sick, they'll go into the hospital. If they have to stay hospitalized for weeks, if not months, they'll come out of the hospital thousands of dollars in crippling medical debt. Which is why I say in a Medicare for All bill, there must be the total elimination of medical debt. That needs to be part of the Medicare for All bill that is brought forth into Congress. If I have to run and do it myself, I will. And I will force a floor vote. Whereas AOC and the squad did not.
Of course, they did not.
We have these so-called progressives in Congress who don't have a backbone to stand up for the working class. And that's why we're on the path of creating a new movement to dump the corruption in our political system, making that money egregiously toxic in nature, and make the incumbents who take the big money interests toxic as hell.
Right, and make the challengers to them who are taking big money just as toxic as the incumbents are.
Mm-hmm. And also have warriors who are running to call them out on it.
Yes. Okay. In other words, we're looking for people whose main campaign thrust will be that if people want to get the nice things they should have from Congress, what they have to do is run the first issue has to be dump the corruption itself. And the reason for that is it's because of the donor money that we can't get anything done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably next week sometime. I'm going to refresh everybody by giving the long presentation on my show for dump the corruption. I spent some time today revising my slides so they no longer call for dump the incumbents, but now call for dump the corruption.
That's what we need. We need these warriors elected to Congress who are going to call out everybody up there who takes the big money and carries receipts.
Mm-hmm.
We look at it from the point of view of if we are successful, how many members of the House could we replace in a single cycle? Could we replace all 435 members of the House? One reason why we're going through these fundraising facts about various candidates is to test the proposition that there isn't even one candidate in the Congressional Progressive Caucus that can pass a litmus test.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, we have now gone through 18 of the incumbents in the CPC, and some of the people who are most lefty, part of that, and not one has passed the litmus test, and not a single one. And I think that's going to hold for all 95 of the CPC members. Okay, but we'll see.
We shall see.
We shall see indeed.
Well, that's it. Campaigns also shouldn't be so expensive. You know, when you figure all the ads, TV, and everything else, there should be a different way around all this.
Right, but the point being that if we have the movement going, okay, the dumping of the corruption movement going, then all those who are spending a lot of campaign money are going to be failing the litmus test.
Oh, I understand that. But I was
And
just saying
if
in
they're
general.
failing the litmus test, and we show them to be toxic from the standpoint of spending the big money, then their successors aren't going to be able to spend any big money, and much less money is going to be spent on these campaigns
Exactly.
because they won't be able to get the money.
Right, but they're going to have to figure out a way, and that's where it comes out to people actually, doing things word of mouth and through social media and everybody helping these people since they're not taking the big money.
Right. And that means, though, that they're going to be going to voters to raise that money. And so they're much more likely to listen to what the voters want. In other words, it's been true for years in this country that more than 60% of the voters want a Medicare for all bill.
Right.
And the people in Congress are just saying no.
And that's on both sides of the aisle. They want Medicare for all.
Well, the Republicans, I think, still are just under 50%.
Right, so you have a lot of people
But
that
the
do.
Democrats are up to 88%. Okay, and the independents are somewhere in the 70s, okay, or the 60s. And the average of the whole is somewhere around 67 or 68% of the voters want Medicare for all. And that should be enough to pass it through the Congress. Okay, but it's not, of course. And the reason is they're blocked by the money, it's blocked by the rules, it's blocked by the committee structure and the power structure, okay, that's in the committees. But all those things, okay, all those blocks are related to the donor money. All those things. Okay. So have we gone through it for tonight, folks?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think this was a very successful first stream, Greg. I think your delivery is very strong and that you're a natural.
He is. Yes.
Well, who do you think rubbed off on me?
Well, I don't know who did, but you're a natural.
He is. He's very good. And I love the way Greg presents, the way he speaks.
Yes.
He really says it with strength, and he means it. You know, he means it. Yes, the passion.
And passion, yes. Okay, so you're a natural, and I'm looking forward to more streams coming up.
Same here. Thank you, Greg.
And I'm going to be looking for some environmental related articles to read over tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern after your show, of course.
Okay, if I run across any, Greg, I'll let you know.
And Tuesday night at 10 p.m., I will be back live for the part 2 of the Georgia Congressional Democrats, part 2 of that, to wrap up the state of Georgia, which is my home state. So I figured, what better state to cover first than my own? Because at the end of the day, if I cannot clean up my own state of the corruption in government, I cannot expect to clean up the entire country. That's why I decided with my launch to start with my own state first.
Okay.
So that's why Georgia was the first pick. And the next 3 that I'm going to cover are going to be the other 3 Georgia Congressional Dems, which are non-CPC members, but I've got to dump the corruption here at home.
Yes, you do.
With my own state's congressional representation.
Did they ask the people who are running if they are?
And thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you, Cora, for coming. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Kay. And thanks to Joe Firestone of Empowering Democracy for joining. And thank you, Dee of Around the World with Brandy and Dee for also joining us. Don't forget to go and subscribe to my friends here, Joseph Firestone with Empowering Democracy, and my friend Dee with Around the World with Brandy and Dee. They're 2 very great streamers. They do a lot of great content. Joe Firestone here, my good friend, he's the one that inspired me to start the streaming on the Dumping the Corruption, and I'm going to carry on forward with him. So that way we can work for a better and more just society, free of corporate money and free of corruption. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow. And hit that notification bell so you do not miss out on future streams coming from us at Revolution Evolution.
Okay, thank you, Greg.
That was wonderful, Greg.
And this is a great stream.
Yes, it is. Thank
Yes,
you,
it
and good
was.
night, everybody.